Uh, this is week number 3. Uh, I will upload week number 8 contents today. But continuously as we are moving forward, I will be uh, record audio lectures for you from the very first, as we have done week number 1 and 2. This is week number 3. So onward, I'll be doing week number 4, 5, 6, 7, and onward. So this is financial market and institutions, and we have the topic regulation of the financial system. As notes have already been distributed and uploaded on the portal, the first topic in week number 3 is the regulation of the financial system. I discussed with you what financial system is. Here we have in Pakistan two important regulatory bodies are there. First of all, what do we mean by regulation of the financial system? It means that if there is a financial system, it needs to be regulated. It needs to be controlled, right? We have different companies, we have banks, we have other financial institutions, and these financial institutions needs to be regulated. In Pakistan, we have two important regulatory bodies. The first one is State Bank of Pakistan, SBP, and the other one is SECP, Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan. Now, the regulatory body, that is the State Bank of Pakistan, what kind of the financial institutions it regulates? It regulates the banks we have, right, of which we are having Islamic banking, we have microfinance banks, and we have exchange companies, and we have DFIEs. Other than that, we have non-bank financial institutions. It is regulated by the Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan, and we have investment companies, management companies, mutual funds, pension funds. All these financial institutions are regulated by the Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan. Now, let me add one thing more. These are the regulatory bodies. Now, the regulatory bodies are there to make rules and regulations for the financial institutions. So these regulatory bodies help in implementing the policies, the rules and regulations related to the financial system and related to the financial institutions. Now, moving forward, the other topic and week number 3 is interest rate. It is the heart of the finance. Now, what interest rate is? Interest rate is the amount a lender charges for the use of assets, and it's money expressed as a percentage of the principal. Now, let me make it easy. For example, if you give money to a bank, right, and you deposit it for a year, bank says that they will be the bank will give you, say, 5% interest rate on $100 that you have invested in the bank. Now, what do we mean by the 5%? This 5% that you will be receiving after a year on $100 that you have deposited, this is called the interest rate, right? Now, we have two types of interest rates. One is called the nominal interest rate, and the other one is called the real interest rate. There is a difference between these two. First of all, let me discuss the nominal interest rate. What it is? Nominal interest rates are the rate of return which investor or borrower will get or have to pay in the market without any adjustment for inflation. For example, if you have borrowed $100 from someone and he is charging 3% interest rate, you have to pay back 103 at the end of the year. Now, this is in nominal interest rate. And nominal interest rate, we have different things. say if you had deposited $100 in a bank, and at the end of year, bank says that if you deposit $100, we will be giving you 3% interest on the amount that you have deposited. So if we get 3% of 100, then it comes $3. So we add 100 plus 3, it becomes $103. So these $3 is the nominal interest that you receive. Now, the real interest rate is different from the nominal interest rate. Real interest rates will give the real picture of the purchasing power of the consumer. For example, depositing money in a bank will give you 5% interest, and we will earn $5 in interest. But if the inflation is 3% per annum, it means that goods and services which we can buy at say $100, we have to pay $103 now for the same amount of goods and services. So effectively we have earned only $2, 5 minus 3. Now what does it mean? In the nominal interest rate, we receive 3%. It means at the end of the year we get 103. But in the real interest rate, we minus the inflation from the interest rate to get the real picture. For example, if you have deposit $100 in a bank says that they will be giving you 5% on $100 that you have deposited in the bank. Now, after a year, say if the inflation rate is say 3% per annum, right? Now, the real thing, the $3 that you will be getting, it will be consumed by the inflation, the increase in the inflation. So in the real picture, you will be giving $2, not 5, because of the inflation, right? Now moving forward, the last topic, it's the term structure of interest rate. The term structure of interest rate, what it is, actually it is the rate that can be defined as the graphical representation that depicts the relationship between interest rate or yields on a bond and a range of different maturities. Now what does it mean? It means that if you get a bond, or say you deposit to your fund, the longer you deposit, right, the higher will be the interest rate. For example, if you say deposit your money in a bank for 10 years, right, you will be receiving a higher amount of interest. But if you are depositing your money for 1 year, you will be receiving a lower interest rate. So the structure of the interest changes with the timeline. If you give say 10 years for your deposit, you will be receiving a higher interest rate, and if you deposit it for a year, you will be receiving lower interest rate. It's an example. For example, when you invest your money into interest-bearing security, the amount of interest paid will vary, means change, depending on the length of the investment term. In other words, saving bonds with a 1-year term may pay a fairly low rate. It means that if you deposit your, say, fund after investing in the bonds for a year, you will be receiving a lower interest rate. But if you deposit the same amount for a longer period of time, you will be receiving a higher interest rate. If you have any question and query, you have my contact number, so you can contact me. Thank you.